Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Oracle Insights by Crystal. That's me. And tonight I want to tell you that I am working with a deck called Wisdom of Shaltazar. And it is a phenomenal deck. It's about self-inquiry, self-healing, self-learning. And it is designed by a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey Eason. And I'm going to put links to his website and where you can get more information about the cards in the description. So please check that out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But I want you to please get a pen and paper because you're going to be taking notes and asking questions about the cards, the messages, the things that come through. So without further ado, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And thank you again for watching. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, Shaltazar, for connecting with me and all my guides, Ascended Masters, Universe, and Spirit Guides. So tonight I'm going to ask Shaltazar, what is a topic of discussion for us this evening? And that subject is going to be about we've got a message coming through, and it is about your inner voice. This is very important. Everyone has an inner voice. It's subtle, it's personal, it can even be inquisitive, asking yourself certain questions from the inside. Your inner voice is meant to be vocalized in certain ways. And that is, if you are complacent, it's going to nudge you to be a little bit more vigilant. If you are feeling any self-degradation at all, any self-loathing, your inner voice is going to prompt you to help come out of that spell, that sense. So inner voice, it could be about your beliefs. It could be about your intentions, your love, interests, your motivations. And once you get in touch with that inner voice, you won't want to go back to looking for external validations of what you are, of what you can become, of what you believe. So take stock in your inner voice. Make a note, if you don't mind. What is my inner voice telling me today? Next, aside from the inner voice, we've got two cards. When flow stops. This is a message for those that are used to being on the go, 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 and always receiving inspiration and guidance, having moments of epiphanies and revelations, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing. The flow stops. The flow of guidance, the flow of information, the flow of inspiration stops. That is your signal to rest. Because if you're on the go, 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 go all the time, you're going to reach a stage of burnout. So be mindful of your extroverted tendencies and take some time to let it go willingly. Don't try to force anything to happen just to stay motivated into doing. When flow stops, it's just a message for you to take a rest, go within, maybe meditate, do some gardening, do something out of the norm that's not within the scope of your busyness. And you might find that you have some new interests, some new love, some new hobbies. And then find the calm. Finding the calm is one of my lessons, because when I get excited about doing oracle readings, I get really loud and boisterous. So this is just one message, is to find the calmness, find that balance of being expressive, but in an finding equanimity, finding the calm among chaos. Take some time to settle your nerves, quiet your mind, allow the universe and the divine and source to guide you. And there is actually going to be a message about being guided by spirit that's going to come up. I'm positive, and I'll wait for that to happen, and then I'll get boisterous again. No, just kidding. So find the calm. So ways to integrate these messages. I want you to take some time when you're journaling about your concern and the message that comes through for you as a response. You will know that it is meant for you, because it'll be like an aha moment. So if I do this, the result will be that. And that's just one way of integrating the wisdom that comes through for you. It might raise up some issues that need to be addressed, healed, and released. So I'll think of some examples as we go along. So let me continue. We're going to rest when we know it's time to rest. Speak our inner voice and listen to it more often. Find balance in everything that we can possibly find balance in. You don't want to be too loud or too quiet, too hot or too cold, too upset and too numb. You want to find a balance in your emotions, and that's just an equilibrium to keep you at the peak of your persona, your abilities to communicate. Okay, so thank you, Shaltazar. Would you please select another card and message for the viewer to take notes about? And that will be, I'm going to choose this card because it's at an angle instead of jumping out. Just what we were talking about. Connect to your feelings. So whenever you are on a journey to your endeavors, connect to your feelings, connect to your heart especially. Because what happens is when your heart vibration radiates out into your environment and into the universe, that attracts like energy back to you. It's a universal law. And the feelings and emotions that you have are signals to the divine that say this person is ready for something to transpire in their life on a level of acceptance, willingness, allowance, and without harboring any ill feelings towards anything. So connect to your feelings. If it's anger you feel, write it down, express it, punch a pillow. But the point is to process the emotion and release it. Let it work through you, because what happens is it can help raise up the core issue of what's causing that negative lower vibration, that feeling of anger. Or if it's happiness, let it come through you, process it, see what it is that's bringing you joy and happiness and harmony, and journal about that too. So no matter what the feelings you're feeling, you want to connect with them on a very personal level. Expressing them to others can be challenging. Not everyone is up to hearing your expressions the way that you want to express them. So take time to just allow and be a little assertive and not too aggressive. But the point is to connect, to allow your emotions and feelings to be expressed in some form or fashion. And that will definitely be more nourishing to you than keeping them in, being numb, being stoic, so to speak, and just being vocal. You can be vocal about your feelings. So next we're going to, and matter of fact, could you write down this question? What am I feeling right now? Aside from this session, what are you feeling in your heart? Are you conflicting with your mind and your heart? Do you have a decision that you have to make that involves letting go or accepting? What is it that brings you up? What raises your vibration? Thank you very much, Shaltazar. Shaltazar? Thank you. Feeding your mind is another good card to have, because the knowledge that we possess is power. They say that, I know that's a cliche, but knowledge is power. When you know yourself inside and out, there isn't a thing in the world that can deter you from becoming something you're not. Feed your mind about yourself, feed your mind about your beliefs, and feed your mind about your well-being. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Knowledge turns into wisdom because you experience it. And once you experience something and it turns into wisdom, you're able to convey that wisdom to someone in need at some point in your life. That person will come across your path because the universe doesn't want you to just keep it in your backpack, in your subconscious. The universe, source, the divine wants you to share what you know, because it's going to help someone on the rung of healing, on the way to happiness. And so that means shine light on your darkness. I just wanted to mention that because it stuck out. It wouldn't go back in. So that's one way of shining light, is to share wisdom on your own experiences, on the experiences you have with other people. And one more card, and then we'll revamp and see how we can journal about what steps we can take to find that point of happiness and joy. And where is the spirit guide commercial? Excuse me, commercial. Okay, don't fight the darkness. Darkness can be a lonely, lowly place. But when you are in that dark zone, the dark night of the soul, feeling lowly, feeling unproductive, depressed, anything of a vibration that is lower than your ascended being of what you naturally are, that can take work to come out of. So do the work. Don't fight it. Just allow it to process through your system, through your mind, through your heart, through your longings, and let Spirit guide you through it all. That is the card I'm actually looking for, and I want to see if Shaltazar plays this game of finding the card that I'm asking for. And I used to have several examples of where it works. The reason I'm not doing so many cards as before is because I want to get more detailed in the messages. Okay, awareness, the mirror, expanding your mind again, feeding your mind and expanding your mind. So I don't think Shaltazar is in the mood to play tonight. So I'm going to just go ahead and shuffle a few more times and then get back to the messages and guidance. Now when that happens, Mother Earth's saying, pay attention. And this message is about your mind. This message is ultimately about your mind. The difference between your mind and your consciousness is phenomenal. Your mind holds logic, intellect, intelligence, but your consciousness is connected to your intuition, your divine feminine self, and spirit. So, your inner voice. You have jotted down a question. What am my inner voice telling me right now in this moment? So if you have to, pause the video and just sit there quietly. As a matter of fact, when you do pause, I want you to take 3 deep breaths. 3 times. Quiet your mind, settle your nerves. Go within and connect to your soul. Because when flow stops, that's a signal for you to rest, take in what you can, process what you can, let go of what you can, work on other things, find other ways to express your spirit, or take a nap. Because that's what I do. Find the calm, equanimity. This is all about positive, balanced expressiveness. You don't have to be boisterous. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know, but that's the ego talking. When you find calmness in your person, that gives Source the opportunity to say this person is actually letting go of what they are no longer in need of. They're giving it a rest. Let that stuff go. Find balance. Connect to your feelings. This is very important. Again, your heart guides you more than you realize. You think it may be your gut. You might think it's your mind, your decisiveness, and so forth. But it is actually your heart guiding you. Your gut is a good indicator of what's wrong, but your heart is always going to tell you what's right. Feeding your mind is a signal to delve into something that interests you, that sparks and your interest, and feed your mind that knowledge, whether it's through books, through art, through movies, certain documentaries, things that will titilize your mind and give you the opportunity to tell yourself, this knowledge is going to come in handy someday for my journey or someone else's. Don't fight the darkness. When you are in a lonely place or lowly place, allow it to process, because that's a signal that says something is not right in you. It could be, I was going to give an example that I experience. A lot of times when I'm not doing oracle readings with or speaking with the universe, I find myself at a still point. So I'll trollop along and lay down for a few moments, and then all of a sudden I feel blah, and I can't figure out how to get out of that in the moment. But luckily, when I recognize that I'm in a lowly place that is not for my highest good, once you recognize it, admission to yourself is the first step in coming out of angst, ailments, mental fog. And all of a sudden, I'm inspired to get up and do something. Whether it's move my little knickknacks around, get out a poem book, journal something. It is very, very helpful to not fight it and don't go numb as if it's not there, because it's just a signal, a sign that says something's not right with you at the moment. And this is all about your mind, feeding it knowledge, knowing when your mind is trying to trump your intuition. Know the difference, okay? So, with that said, I'm going to ask if you would still be sure to journal a question about what is your inner voice telling you in this moment? What are you feeling in this moment? And connect to that feeling, because it's going to take you down the path of, do you want to fight, flight, or freeze? And that's going to be a signal if you're on a healing path or experiencing the lower vibrations. So please do read the description. I really, really, really want you to get to know Jeffrey Eisen. And he is a spiritual life coach as well, Reiki master. He's multi-talented, multifaceted, and is very in touch and in tune with not only Shaltazar, but with the divine unseen realms. So everyone, take a break. Go ahead and have that cup of tea. Get your journal and please answer those questions, because it's going to help you evaluate yourself and see, where am I at on this scale of happiness? Am I in the middle? What can I do to raise my vibration to where I'm happier? Am I at the lower end, and what needs to be healed and released so that I can make room for more joy, harmony, peace, bliss, and love? And that's it. Be well, stay happy, and stay wise. Read the description. Bye-bye. See you next week.